presents an online international conference on Iranian Islamic civilization, identity, components, and historical splendor. Day 1. Opening session, featuring keynote speeches by a number of distinguished Iranian and Austrian Iranian studies scholars. Day 2. Online academic panels, presentation of 15 selected papers by leading professors and researchers in Iranian studies, delivered in Persian, German, and English.
Main themes. 1. Identity and the spirit of Iranian Islamic civilization. 2. Essential components of Iranian Islamic civilization. 3. Characteristics, distinctions, and civilization turning points of Iranian Islamic civilization. 4. Iran and the question of nationality. 5. Iranian Islamic civilization unity in diversity. 6. Iranian civilization and the question of development. 7. Iran as the cradle of wisdom and philosophy. 8. The concrete emergence of Iranian Islamic civilization. 9. An examination of the Iran Shahi. 10. The reciprocal relationship between Islam and Iran.
Also featuring the presentation of the first book award in honor of Professor Bert Fragner. In addition, the launch of the book Austrian Iranologists.
Date: 18–19 of February 2026. Venue: Iranians Wisdom House, Vienna. Format: in person and online. Languages: Persian, German, and English.
Fragner Iranian Book Award. Bert Fragner founded in 2025. The first Bert Fragner Award for books in Iranian studies. The 18th of February 2026, 16 o'clock. Iranians Wisdom House, Vienna.
The Bert Fragner Award is established in honor of the late Professor Bert Fragner, recognizing his outstanding contributions to Iranian studies. Professor Fragner was a pillar of modern Iranian studies in Austria, bringing classical Persian texts to the European scholarly community. Through his research, teaching, and mentorship, he strengthened the foundations of Iranian studies at the University of Vienna and the Austrian Academy of Sciences. His international activities and scholarly networks helped establish Austrian Iranian studies on the global stage. Today, his scientific and cultural legacy continues to inspire researchers through ongoing studies, translations, and specialized awards in Iranian studies.
Statement of the jury of the first Fragner Book Award, Winter 2026.
The jury of the first Fragner Book Award, established in honor of the late Professor Bert Fragner, proudly acknowledges and affirms the scholarly and cultural significance of the German translation of Tariq Vassaf by Sherifeddin Abdullah Ibni Fazlullah Vassaf Hazara. This translation, reviewed and edited by Mag. Dr. M.A.S. Sybil Wenker, has made the transmission of Iran's classical heritage to the European academic community possible and enables researchers and interested readers to undertake precise and comparative analyses of Iranian history during the Mongol period through direct access to authentic primary sources.
Beyond providing access to the text itself, Wenker's work facilitates a deeper understanding of the subtleties and complexities of one of the most sensitive periods in Iran's history and reveals the long-standing and distinctive Iranian expertise in bureaucratic and administrative affairs. The indices, annotations, and scholarly standards accompanying the translation have transformed this work into a modern and authoritative academic resource in classical Iranian studies, as well as in the study of political and administrative history.
The jury further recalls that this achievement continues the path first opened in the 19th century by the late Joseph von Hammerpurgstall, who was the first to recognize the importance of Tariq Vassaf and to provide a German translation for the European scholarly community. Today, the efforts of Mag. Dr. M.A.S. Sybil Wenker introduce Hammerpurgstall's legacy to a new generation of researchers and reinforce the standing of classical Iranian studies on the international stage.
Accordingly, the jury is honored to confer the first Bert Fragner Book Award in Iranian Studies upon Mag. Dr. M.A.S. Sybil Wenker and extends to her its best wishes for continued success in her scholarly and personal life.
Mag. Dr. M.A.S. Sybil Wenker is a distinguished Iranologist and a leading researcher at the Institute of Iranian Studies, Austrian Academy of Sciences. Her areas of expertise include the history of Iran during the Mongol and Ilkhanid periods, Persian historical texts, and the administrative and bureaucratic structures of pre-modern Iran. Through her critical editing, translation, and analysis of classical sources, most notably Tariq Vassaf, she has played a pivotal role in making Iran's historical heritage accessible to the European academic community. Her research focuses on meticulous textual scholarship, rigorous academic indexing, and the intersection of political history with cultural and administrative frameworks. She currently serves as Director of International Relations, Fellowships and Awards, and Research Funding at the Austrian Academy of Sciences, where she contributes actively to international scientific collaboration and the promotion of Iranian studies on the global stage.
Austrian Iranists.
With an introduction by Dr. Nosratollah Rastgar.
A bridge of knowledge and culture, illuminating centuries of intellectual dialogue between Iran and Austria.
This book presents a concise, yet profound portrait of Austrian scholars who, across generations, devoted their lives to the study of Iran's language, history, literature, and civilization. Through their research and cultural mediation, Iran came to be recognized in Europe, not merely as a distant land, but as a vibrant center of human wisdom and creativity, tracing the enduring scholarly and cultural connections between the two nations. The work celebrates a shared legacy of curiosity, respect, and dialogue, inviting contemporary readers to rediscover the timeless bond between Iran and Austria, and to reflect on the living presence of Iranian civilization within the global cultural horizon.
The volume highlights the contributions of
Josef von Hammerpurgstall, Theodor Kotschi, Alois Sprenger, Jakob Eduard Pollack, Albert Josef Garsteiger, Robert Adam Pollack, Otto von Melzer, Ladislaus von Radzewitsch, Alfons Gabriel, Karl-Heinz Rechinger, Robert Kostka, Karl Grazel, Bert Fragner, Nosratollah Rastgar, and Rüdiger Lohlkehr.
Commended by the Federal Chancellery of Austria.
Federal Chancellery of the Republic of Austria, Vienna, December 2025.
Addressed to the cultural representation of the Embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Austria.
Thank you very much for your letter addressed to Federal Chancellor Dr. Christian Stocker and for sending your book, Austrian Iranists. With this work, you make a significant contribution to documenting the cultural relations between Austria and Iran. I have been entrusted to convey to you the best wishes and to wish you every success in your future activities. MAG, Helga Bandayan, Head of Protocol, Federal Chancellery.
و با عرض سلام خدمت استادان گرامی و بزرگوارانی که در خدمتشون هستیم و انشاءالله بتونیم در 2 روز سمینار مرتبط با تمدن ایران اسلامی، هویت، مؤلفه‌ها و شکوه تاریخی در حوزه‌های مختلف تاریخ، ادبیات، عرفان، زبان و فرهنگ‌های باستانی، همینطور تاریخ باستان ایران، تاریخ پزشکی، ایران شناسی و حوزه‌های مرتبط با شکوه تمدن ایران در خدمتشون باشیم. ملک زاده هستم، عضو هیئت علمی پژوهشگاه علوم انسانی و مطالعات فرهنگی که این افتخار رو داشتم با دعوت جناب آقای دکتر غلامی، رایزن محترم جمهوری اسلامی ایران در اتریش، در خصوص دعوت از استادان و متخصصان، همینطور گردآوری و دریافت مقالات بزرگوارانی که با ما همراهی خواهند داشت، این مجموعه رو در واقع هماهنگ بکنیم و اینک بعد از به هر حال فراز و نشیب هایی که پشت سر گذاشته شد در خدمت شما باشیم. یک گزارش خیلی مجملی رو خدمتتون عرض میکنم که البته با توجه به شرایطی که ما باش مواجه بودیم، در حالی که از 30 فروردین سال 1404 بنا بود این اقدام رقم بخوره و البته اولین گام ها هم برداشته شد، با بروز جنگ نابرابری که به هر حال رژیم صهیونیستی بر کشور ایران تحمیل کرد و قطع اینترنت و مسائلی که به دنبال داشت، وقفه‌ای در کار افتاد. اما همت جناب رایزن و مجموعه همکاران محترمشون باعث شد که این مسئله مخفول واقع نشه و همچنان ما پیگیر باشیم که در هر حال به صورت در واقع برخط و مجازی بتونیم این کار رو برگزار بکنیم. در طی این مدت ما موفق شدیم چیزی در حدود 35 پژوهش رو دریافت بکنیم که مجموعه بررسی هایی که توسط 3 داور برای هر مقاله انجام شد منجر به انتخاب 16 مقاله که اینک در طی پنل های مختلف در خدمت شما اونها رو ارائه خواهیم کرد، تونستیم از بین اونها انتخاب بکنیم و در اینجا به مرحله ارائه سخنرانی برسه. از مجموعه افراد و در واقع محققانی که با ما همکاری کردن، علاوه بر استادانی که از ایران قبول زحمت کردن و آثار خودشون رو برای دبیرخانه ارسال کردن، ما از کشورهای ترکیه، اتریش، آلمان و کانادا هم مقالاتی رو دریافت کردیم که در رشته‌های مختلف تاریخ، ادبیات، جامعه شناسی، تاریخ پزشکی، تاریخ باستان، زبان و فرهنگ‌های باستانی و مطالعات منطقه‌ای ایران فرهنگی، اینها در محورهای مختلف موضوعهای مختلف رو پوشش دادن. ارائه این کنفرانس به 2 زبان فارسی و انگلیسی خواهد بود. همینطور در خدمت یکی از استادان ارجمندمون در حوزه تاریخ مطالعات کرد و همینطور حوزه عرفان کردی در واقع خواهیم بود که به صورت برنامه ضبط شده ایشون قبول زحمت کردن و ما رو مستفیض خواهند کرد از مجموعه تحقیقاتی که داشتند و در همین مجموعه ما برای شما اونو ارائه میکنیم. امیدوارم که اولین گامی که در این حوزه تحت عنوان سمینار تمدن ایران اسلامی، هویت، مؤلفه‌ها و شکوه تاریخی ارائه خواهد شد بتونه فتح بابی باشه برای فصول بعدی که در این مقوله ها ما بتونیم کارهای ارزشمندتر و بسیطتری رو ارائه کنیم. انشاءالله که همگی سلامت باشید و با امید کارهای بعدی بهتر.
Thank you.